The world we once knew has been lost to shadow. Was it thunder and fire and brimstone? Drowned in flood and rain? Was it tragic decadence? A great fall? Unspeakable corruption? Or did the awakening of magic destroy our world? No one knows for certain. Reach through the shadowy mists. Find a fragment of land infested with shadowy corruption, yet lit enough to find your way. Find a creature of light, a sylph. They are friendly and willing to guide you. Perhaps the two of you can find other survivors. Perhaps this land can serve as a shelter. Perhaps together you can build a sort of haven. Forge friendships to save the world.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Unleashed Games weekly playtest, where you join me, Irena, CEO of Unleashed Games, live as we playtest through our demo prototype of the game that we have been spending the last year building. We are a brand new pre-seed startup, so we don't have a released game. We haven't, as a group, released a game. We are building this game experience from the ground up, the best way we know how, because we want to build the best possible game experience that we can imagine to players. And what we did was we built a game in 7 months with a small pre-seed investment, including us getting into a really great program from A16Z called Speedrun. Speedrun is a games accelerator. And what that means is that they give you money to build what you think is a great project. And we were in the first cohort of Speedrun inductees. And we started off, they gave us a $500,000 investment, which then we took to then develop the game that you are going to see here today. But here's the cool part. Speedrun is going into its 4th season, its 4th cohort. They are taking in approximately, it's been on average around 30 companies, but they're taking applications now for their winter cohort in San Francisco, where you will be invited to come all the way to San Francisco for 12 weeks to learn how to turn your idea into an incredible game company. Whether it's a gaming tool, an actual game experience, or something adjacent, they're looking for really great ideas. So if you go to, I think it's speedrun.a16z.com, you can actually go and apply so that, and share your idea. If you have a pitch deck or if you've been going out trying to raise money, it is a phenomenal opportunity for you to get resources to really develop your game and your concept. And that's what we did. And we took that initial investment And we more than doubled it with a bunch of angel investors who really believed in what we are doing. And then we went all out and built a cross-platform, cross-play game experience. So what you're going to see here today plays on PC and Mac. However, you can also play it on iOS and Android, and we have controller support because we want to build a game that is cross-play from day one. And so when we build a game that's cross-play, that means we have to take into consideration the processing power of all of the machines that are going to be driving our gameplay experience. Yeah, thanks, Apple. Weird FaceTime effects on my camera. Yeah, thanks, Apple. I'm going to blame Tim Cook for this, actually. Thanks, Tim Cook. I know it was his idea. But what we've done is we've built a game that can, like, it works on your damn phone. And I can log in and we can even play during this play test. And in fact, Dave Cham, when he plays with us, he usually plays from his phone to test. So, you may look at our graphics. Somebody actually made a comment in the chat about our graphics, like dogging us for looking 20 years old. Like, dude, look at Minecraft, one of the biggest games in the world. And yeah, look at those graphics, man. Those are cutting edge. Dude, that game will eat you for lunch. Like, get out of your basement and actually go do something with your life. Apply to speedrun. If you have a game idea that would be awesome, go apply to speedrun, get in and take that money and make something even better. But here's the thing, is that we want to build a game that you can play from anywhere. Because the thing that's going to win in video games these days is not necessarily like the coolest video game concept or the coolest video game idea or the world that you're going to build. It's going to be putting it in front of players and how you can get faster in front of other players and how you're going to uniquely get their attention. Because that's the biggest challenge right now, is getting players to play your game or even pay attention to it. And that's why we do this playtest stream every single week. We want to show you what's broken. We want to show you what we're working on. We want to get your feedback as we go. So if you have some beef about the quality of our graphics, cool. There's also a polygon thing. If you've noticed, the mage has like a little tail sticking up out of her butt. It's really awkward. We probably should mark that as a bug. But, yes, you're going to find broken things. And that, my friends, is the point. Because we are building our game in the open. We are not like a typical game studio where we're boxing ourselves in for 5 years and nobody knows what we're working on and we're treating it like it's a state secret. Like, no, y'all, we are building a community game and we're using that to help drive our community building. And the community means you. And the community means the people that come back every single week to see this playtest and to keep cheering us on. And they're the fuel that keeps my heart going. Even as we have no money right now and as we're fundraising, we keep coming back every single week. And partly because we've got our friends, Tozeb is here. It's great to see you. And I actually have an update for you, Tozeb, specifically. And I'm going to mark this because this is an important moment. This week, I talked to one of my former teammates from 38 Studios. Friends, there have been eyes on hard drives. The assets somewhere exist, and somebody knows that there's a copy floating out there. So the fact that we have an object, I feel like I'm damn Indiana Jones trying to get the assets for Amalur because we want to build that game. That's one of the things that we've been chasing. And Tozeb has been keeping the flame alive like a damn Olympic torch runner for the last, I don't know how many years. Tozeb's Twitter stream, his wall is just full of links and content about the legendary game that may never be, but we're trying to change the script and we're trying to bring that game back to life. But if you want to see what we're talking about, please go find him on Twitter and go check his feed because he's got some incredible content of the game that my team spent over 7 years trying to make that has disappeared off the face of the planet. So this show is actually where we come and give updates on this mystery. I call this our side quest. But we have more hope. We had no hope 2 weeks ago, and now we have hope again. It's really an emotional roller coaster, up and down and all around. So that's one big piece of news. And that kind of dovetails into what we're building. We're not just building Haven, we're building multiple worlds. So Amalur doesn't mean that we're shutting down Haven, but we built Haven to be able to actually build Amalur really fast when we can. And then that same system that we built for that dual purpose also gets to build other games. We're calling that Unleashed Realms. And since we announced that recently and we got a write-up on VentureBeat, we've have had people like knocking on our door, like interested in investing. And so we've had a lot of really positive momentum and traction with investors. We're like having some really positive conversations. Cross your fingers for us. I mean, we're doing awesome things. But even cooler is that we have these investor conversations, but we also have IP holders, like people who make like some of the biggest IPs that you can even imagine. And actually there's one IP holder, like it's a family that reached out to me, and I can't say anything beyond like, this is, if we were to work with them, and I'm really excited at the possibility, it's going to be groundbreaking. Like no other experiences like this on the planet anywhere ever created. Y'all, it could be really, really, really cool. So that is like the excitement that I've been riding this week with, and the update that I wanted to give. Like we have Amalur positivity and we have other IP positivity. And then y'all, we have our friend Marcus Esports Howard joining us today as a guest and coming through, and he's going to help us take down Cobblemont, and we're going to get his opinion. And the way that I know Marcus is Marcus actually, like we've been talking, I think for over a year, right? And we had our initial conversation. Oh, you're muted, my friend. Let's fix that.
I am not anymore. Not muted. Thank you. Yeah, it's been at least a year, quite some time. Been following your journey, your success. I'm excited about all the announcements today. This is wonderful.
Yeah, well, you know what? Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. I wish we had like a glass of champagne. Like, I mean, literally, I thought the leads were dead on our side quest. Like, you know, straight up skull crossbones. It's not going to happen. And then after the conversation I had this week, I'm just like bouncing up and down in my chair. And I've actually been really excited to have you join in this conversation because there's something that you and I have in common. I mean, obviously we're gamers, like legit gamers. Actually, what's your favorite game?
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, legit. And you have it on hand.
Have it on hand. I have my Nintendo here as well. It's off screen.
Well, I have mine on hand too.
Yeah, EverQuest is a close second.
Oh, are you kidding? What did you play in EverQuest?
I think a mage.
Oh, well, mages were awesome. You had a pet class. You had your fun pets that you could toss in there, and your resistance buffs. All sorts of great things. But one of my best friends was a mage. But EverQuest, legit, and Super Mario Brothers 3, high fives. What is your favorite game? And this is where we have another thing in common, to play with your kids.
Crash Bandicoot and we were just talking about this last week, and the name escapes me, but definitely Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, well, that game is so much fun. Can you play two characters at once, couch co-op, or do you hand the controller back and forth?
I think that's hand the controller back and forth, and I forget which game. I'm sleep deprived this week, so you have to remind me.
Well, you have 4 kids.
I have 4 kids, yeah. and I'm sleep deprived. But yeah, couch co-op. I grew up on couch co-op, and that's the games that my kids and I play. I forget what it was we talked about. Ooh, just had this conversation last week.
Yeah, we did. Well, like we talked about Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance, that's right.
One of my favorite couch co-op games, and then It Takes Two is another couch co-op game.
I had that as well. Yep, that's amazing.
Great platformer. And I mean, Stardew Valley. I don't think we discussed Stardew Valley, but that is 4-screen or 4-way, 4 players.
We talked about Gauntlet Legends as well, didn't we?
Gauntlet, yes, old school Gauntlet. Oh my gosh. And do you remember those like old party games that, you know, would come in collections on cartridges or discs? and like, oh God, what is the, like, it's not like, not Splatoon. That's, I'm going way further
Yeah,
back.
I mean, this
But there were
Mario
these
Party is the low hanging fruit is Mario Party, right? That concept. Yeah.
yeah, and Warrior Needs Food. What's Warrior Needs Food, Jason? Wait,
That's Gauntlet Legends, isn't it?
oh, that is Gauntlet Legends. See, I didn't play Gauntlet Legends.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to. You can take back my gamer cred now.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, we played some of the classics, the arcade machines. I have an identical twin brother, and my sister's 18 months younger than me. So we played a lot of Gauntlet Legends, on the arcade, but also like the X-Men game, the Simpsons game, the Ninja Turtles game. My brother was just telling me, and I
The
think I sent you
Ninja
that
Turtles
link.
game. We talked about that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Ugh, one of the best couch co-op experiences. Just endless bashing.
yeah.
And we talked about in the what, like, you are Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, yeah, my favorite Ninja Turtle.
Yes, and I am Leonardo.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anybody that is down to complete our foursome. Maybe we should just switch from Haven to playing Ninja Turtles today.
Or we could rebuild the Ninja Turtles IP inside of Haven.
Well,
Sorry,
yeah.
Realms. Realms.
Yes, inside of Realms, but legit. Did you know that our office is about 10 minutes away from Hasbro?
Okay, well,
I
I'll
think,
send them.
yeah.
I'm gonna handwrite a letter and send it to them and say, "Hey, here's the
Let's
handwritten
do
letter.
this.
You should go check out this stream, and then also work with Unleashed Games, and let's make this happen."
Obviously. I mean, clearly we're both helping Rhode Island come back from being like the bottom of the economic ladder too. So it's a win for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, and also just for the sake of plugging it, there is a new TMNT game. Pagnus just mentioned it, and it's got similar vibes. And that's the thing that, like, I feel like is missing from games today, is that there's so much emphasis on single player that we've lost track of, like, part of the fun of what makes games so great is playing it with other people, either against or cooperatively.
Yeah, all games. I was just playing with my son Uno. Uno, I think, is exemplary of what you're talking about. Like, it's something that everybody in the family can play. It's simple enough that a 6-year-old can pick it up, but complex enough that an adult wants to actively engage in it. Right? Like, that's different than, say, I don't know, like Go Fish. Like, there's not as much depth in Go Fish as there is in Uno.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great analogy and a great way to frame it, because I feel like modern games for kids feel more like they're on the Go Fish end. When, like, we as kids, when we were, 10 going into 12, like, we could play spades, we could play hearts, we could take on some, like, more complex games. And are there any games for, like, that are, like, cross-generational for parents and kids that, like, have that level of complexity, do you know, on the market?
I don't know. That game, Knack, I think, and not a card game, but that's a platformer. That's something that my kids have grown up on. My wife and I played it until they were old enough to play, and it's got a little bit of fighting violence, but it's very kind of scaled down kiddie, right? So it's age appropriate for them, but also it gets progressively more difficult. So they end up doing like intense platforming where they're having to, like, jump over multiple things while dodging things in the air, while also doing, like, hovering attacks. It definitely ramps up.
Yeah, like the challenge level, like, it needs to be there, and I love the fact that it sounds like Knack has that. There's we tend to, like, as a game developer, being in the room when we're talking about kids in the audience, we immediately, I think, reduce kids down to, like, that they're not very capable humans. But, like, as parents, we know that our kids run circles around us sometimes. Like,
I have a funny story, talking about, kids and parents playing games together. My brother and my sister and I, we got Super Mario Brothers 3 for Christmas when we were 6, and so we played it all the time. And my dad, I guess he's 70 now, so he's like 35 years older than me, so I guess he was in his mid 30s or early 40s, wanted to sit down and learn video games. So we said, okay, it's cool. It's a Nintendo controller. There's basically only two buttons. It's like, or you know, you have the directionals and then the two buttons. So the first part of the game, you know, you get the raccoon tail. It gives you the ability to fly / hover. And as soon as you get that ability, you have to jump over this first gap, and then you can fly up in the air. And there's like this set of clouds, and there's some coins you get as you fly. So it's like, all you have to do, Dad, is if you hold down B, that will let you run. If you don't hold B, you can't run. You can only walk. If you hold B, you can run. And then once you get up to speed, you've got to use the inside of your thumb to then like hit the A, because you have to still be running and then like hit the A with the inside of your thumb, and it'll allow you to fly. So he's like, all right, I got it. So he starts over on the left side, starts running, getting up speed, and he only hits the button like one time. So Mario starts to fly and falls immediately into the hole. He just puts the controller down and says, I'm not doing this anymore. So it's gotta, ironically, it has to be accessible for people who are not used to playing games, so they can get up to speed, so they can enjoy the game at the same level of complexity as kids, which is what most people don't really consider when you're making games. Mostly just trying to make it accessible for kids. But there are, and he grew up playing video games, Pac-Man, Galaga, all of those. But that experience was just,
he's got a leg up.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and I think like one of my favorite examples of this is like the challenge of the death penalty. Like we have a death penalty, particularly in MMOs from the world that I'm from, that we consider that like, you know, the EverQuest scale where it's so hard, you lose your corpse, all of your stuff stays there. Like, you know, Ultima Online was even worse. All of your stuff stays where you died. So you have to return and get there, but you're naked getting there, and you know, can only have you and your spells. And it's going to take you a long while unless you can find a necromancer and a bunch of money, but your money's on your corpse. So you need to find a kind necromancer with a coffin to come and like, it was all sorts of complexity, and like the corpse runs that we would have, like when we were doing plains raids and whatnot, a lot of work. That's intense. And then you look at games like It Takes Two. And have you played It Takes Two?
I played the first couple of levels. We're busy over here, so not playing as many games as I used to. But yeah, it's a wonderful game as well.
It is so good. And here's the thing: is like It Takes Two. There's like some like collaborative challenges where like one character, and it's about like a divorced couple learning how to collaborate again. And it was actually one of the biggest inspirations of why I thought that our game would actually have real world impacts with if we built this into Haven. And that was like, you know, you have somebody with a fan, and then another character has to go into a tube and get sucked in and gets fired off.
Yeah.
And they have to like go over a fan, or you can shoot them directly into a fan and just like nuke them over and over and over again. And all that would happen, the only consequence is that you would just reappear right near where you were, and you could like just try again. That's a huge range of like cost of time. But at the same time, like whether or not it takes a lot of work to get back to where you started is almost like a clear line of like whether it's a hardcore game or a more casual game. So how many games have tried like leaning into that casual death penalty, but still making the consequences or the challenges themselves difficult?
I agree with you. I remember specifically playing Dark Souls with my brother and my sister, and my sister had spent, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months playing, and we were all in different states. So I think she brought her PlayStation over, and we all played together, and she died on this branch. So like you said, like EverQuest, like all of the experience was in an orb that was on this branch. Like, all right, well, we got to be very careful, because if we die again, you're going to lose 6 months of work, 3 to 6 months. And so we get right there to the branch, navigate through, avoid all the enemies, and get next to the orb and like slip off of the branch and fall off the stage. And so it's permanent at that point. And then none of us played that game again. We're like, we're good with, we understand what this experience is. We're going to move on to the next game.
Yep. No, it just like causes you to instantly divest and be done. So actually that's a great segue into, hey, you want to go die in Haven?
Yeah. Let's do that. I did a little bit of an early pre-test, and I died at the first enemy. So hopefully in this live stream,
Perfect.
I'm going to do better than last time.
Well, no promises, because you may find last week we had somebody falling off the world and they found a bug in our terrain. So you never know what's going to happen with us.
All right.
But that's kind of the point,
it's an
right?
adventure. It's an adventure. It'll make for a good story at the least.
Always, always. It is happening. What are you going to play? What are you going to play?
Let's see. So was Unleashed, or I forget.
The California server.
California server. Okay. So I'm going to log in.
You may only be able to have one word as your login.
That's fine. We're going to go with esports. All right.
You are in. And go ahead and create a character. You should be able to select a name, and then you'll be able to select from the drop down. We have healers. Yeah. You're gonna go for.
So I had the mage the last time, so I'm gonna see if my experience from the last experience will help me with this time around. So create, exist, select my character.
Oh, does that mean I have to be a tank again? I think I need to be a tank. I'm a really bad tank, so you're welcome. For
are you joining in the session with me? Let's see.
Oh, I sure am.
All right.
I am down to clown.
I'm going to wait for you then, because that Kraken root right there, that's where I died, right on the other side of this wall. I said, oh, okay, well, I'll have to do better next time.
Uh-oh. I can't, like, none of the names that I usually use, they're all taken. I can't do a new one. I'm going to try and... I'm going to create a whole new name. There we go. And then I'm going to cheat my way to you.
Okay. I see you, Kraken Root. I see you. Oh, you see me. You see me.
Uh-oh.
There's a small chance I'll be dead by the time you get here. Small chance.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I got you. Oh, yeah. I saved you. Woohoo!
We got a whole squad. There we go.
We win.
Huzzah! Excelsior.
We did it. We did it. Excelsior. Algebraic.
Okay, so I got some loot here.
You got some loot. And down, you've got your action bar down at the bottom. Those are all your skills that you would expect from an MMO style RPG, with your auto attack in the first slot. And you should typically have like a utility or an attack spell in slot number 2, and another one. I mean, you have lots of attacks. You're a mage. Like, what else are you going to do? So like your primary class abilities are in the first 5 slots.
Okay.
And then in slot number 6 is a buff. And this is a buff that's unique to you. And this is one of the ways that we build community. Something as simple as having a small spell that costs you nothing that you can give to somebody else that makes them more powerful. So you can just go around the room and buff everybody, and everybody will be very thankful. Because like the combination of all of our buffs pretty much doubles our power.
Nice.
So and that's one of the ways that we deal with, with like if, overcoming problems, because they're, detriments. There are still like costs to dying, but you can get over it a little bit with some of the buffs that you can get.
Is it an area of effect? Or do I have to select it and then select someone, a target?
Yeah, you have to select me and then cast it on me.
Okay. I think I might have accidentally cast it on myself. I think I cast it on you.
We could do a little bit better with the indication, like of who you're casting what on. And I don't think all the spells have spell effects. But, we know what needs to get done. We just haven't done that little bit yet.
That's okay. It's polish. It's polish.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we're in early development. So this right here, this is your beacon.
Okay.
See, ring around the rosy. This is your building plot. If you hit the hammer button in the corner, you can open up a build menu and you'll see a list of things that you can build. What do you want to build first?
I'm gonna build arcane mill. So I have to
Oh,
come
you're
to
going
this.
straight for the big one.
Yeah, here we go. Let's build that here. And does it take resources after I put down this foundation on it? Oh, it does. I need a stone, I need wood and clay.
Well, I'm dancing. Let's go. Let's go find stuff.
Let's go.
Over here. Oh, we've got our friend Jason Heels helping us out over here. Chopping down some wood. We got to find some rocks. Let's go wander around and look for rocks.
There's a kraken root over there. I see you, kraken root.
I mean,
Oak remembers you.
We should probably clear the area so that we don't get into trouble.
Those mushrooms, are those that's decorative, or is that an item for spells?
I believe everything in this game is an item for crafting.
Okay.
So I can go and beat up on this kraken root for funsies.
I'm gonna stay focused. I'm looking for a rock.
Stay focused. Look for rocks. Look for rocks. I'll save you.
All right.
And I will secretly steal all the loot because that's what I do. Try to get to the loot faster.
I did get distracted by the mushrooms.
Mushrooms are distracting, I must say. Except I don't know where you went. Now I can't find you.
Looking, I see a kraken root. That kraken root is dead. See if it has any. Nope, no rocks on you. There's this orb
there
here.
You are. Follow me.
Okay.
I think there's some rocks over here.
Jason had them the whole time.
Jason's been hoarding all the rocks.
All right, so we got some rock and some clay.
Funny that my name is Rockthar.
And then
rock and clay. Let's go deliver it.
That base is over here.
Stand and deliver.
Okay. Add. I think I'm missing a rock.
Oh, I have one. I will just throw it in there. And if you double click on the clay and then hit the add button.
I think I might have already added it, or I don't have the clay anymore.
All right, here we go. Double click. Help me build it.
All right.
Teamwork makes the dream work, my friend.
We got a blacksmith.
We made friends too. Hey, Mr. Blacksmith.
So this unlocks new weapons for us, new armor. What?
It sure
I keep seeing
does.
These orbs, are these from kraken roots that have been destroyed? They seem to disappear, or is it maybe? Oh, that's from Jason. I think it's from Jason. Irena, the little orbs, do they help you find the other people in your crew, in your guild, your team?
I'm sorry to leave you like hanging out to dry, but I kind of wanted to see if you could figure it out. And yes, you are correct.
Okay.
They are kind of like a breadcrumb trail that other players leave, so that when you go out into the wilderness, you'll actually be able to find people if you get separated.
That's helpful.
Whether or not it works well is another story entirely, because we get to continue to iterate. We've gone through a few iteration passes, but the idea is that orb that follows you around, that's a magical spirit called a sylph. And the sylph itself is like your connection to the magic of the world.
Okay.
And it also is your helper. So it'll, tutorialize a little bit of the content and how to play the game. And it's also a spirit that you can channel your magic through. And also customized to be either, you know, a cute pet or a cute pet. Sorry, I was thinking cat and pet at the same time.
Okay.
Sleep deprivation, or you know, a dog, dragonling, a butterfly, dragonfly, or eventually a mount, maybe a dragon that you'd be able to ride if we have flying mounts,
Okay.
things like that. So it's another point of character customization as you
So
travel through the world of Haven.
it starts formless, and then I guess at a certain point upgrades and levels up to it becomes an animal. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And then the shape it takes is determined based on how you want to customize it.
So how do we? I saw a Kraken route and I was trying to get some revenge from earlier this week, and I tried to cast Water Bolt, and I guess there was it does, it says 30-yard range. Yep. I wasn't reading. I did that to myself.
That's okay. That's okay.
So each of these has a range then.
Yes, every spell has like a limited range.
Mm-hmm.
And then why don't we build yourself a house over here, because we also need the help of a house.
Okay.
Because that's another important thing in our game.
Sorry, I gotta go back to this thing. And can I get, I guess, different architectures at each of these things? Because they each have different colors. Do they represent something separate, or I can make structures at each of them?
Well, if it goes red, that means you can't build it there, and if it goes green, it means you can build it there.
Okay.
So again, we're getting some of our our building system is kind of basic. Again, prototypey, not final.
It's okay. Yeah, it's prototype. It's a work in progress. So we're gonna build. Oh, I turned it.
You wouldn't believe, like, I mean, as a game developer, you know this, like, games stay in this kind of prototypey feel for a very long time. Ooh, yay! You need some wood.
Here we go.
I don't have any. I can't help you.
Oh, there's a Kraken root though.
But it looks like you've got aggro though. Here, let me help you.
Target selected,
That I can help with.
Selected. I'm not gonna panic.
Yay! Auto attack. Never panic. See, teamwork makes the dream work.
Makes the dream work.
Here we go again.
All right, so let's bring this over here. We'll pick this up. I got the 3 I need. The house is back over here.
Let's go. We can do this.
Oh, maybe I didn't pick that up. Wait, here we go. There we go. Add.
All right, here we are. Building you a house.
Does having multiple people make the build process go faster?
It sure does.
Okay.
And the more complex the building, the more resources you'll have to collect. Right now, we're tuned for a small number of resources, but like that arcane mill should actually take quite a number of resources that you would potentially collect over multiple sessions. So we wanted to. Yeah, exactly. Because we built a gameplay experience that is tuned for about 15 minutes. But the way, this is a little behind the curtain, the way that you make gameplay take longer is that you make, more extended requirements. And you slow down the rate of progression.
Right. So I have the front door. It says I can destroy, copy, or move. That's interesting.
Again, this is playing with our UGC capability.
Put in the door here. I can't put that door there. Put a door here. Doesn't like that. Put the door. Oh, maybe I can't put the door here. I think I already have enough doors on this house.
How many doors do you need?
We'll put some windows in here then if we already have a door. Let's see.
I love that. You're like going straight to customization.
Selected parts. Oh, you can. So you can copy multiple pieces at once. That's interesting. Copy. Let's see. Can we put a window over here? Or it won't add it to this particular place. Oh, it did. Did it?
Yeah, but I think you got both pieces at the same time. You might have to delete the other one
I think I
first.
have too many. Yeah. Let's see. Destroy one of these. Oh, well, I found my way into the
Wait,
house.
are you destroyed?
Who needs a
Hacks.
door where you could just destroy the wall? So what's helpful about the house? Do I get my health restored here? My mana?
Yes, yes. And also, if you look up into your buffs up near your health bar,
Okay.
and mouse over them, you'll see that there's one that's kind of moving on the far right. That's your resting buff. That's telling you that you're near a house and you're about to get a buff. And the one right next to it is essentially the buff that your house gives you.
Okay.
And that buff gives you increased health regen, mana regen, and also increased run speed. So, and it lasts about 15 minutes. So now that you have that, I think it's time for us to go get ourselves into some trouble.
Let's
What do
do
you
that.
think?
Time for some good trouble.
We like good trouble. Let's do this.
All right, I'm following your lead.
Let's go over here to the beacon in the center of town. This beacon is actually again, prototyping indicator, but this is our shared building space where like I could build something, you could build something, and we could build something that benefits both of us because we have shared progression in our game. That is very unique about us. If I make progress, it affects and improves your ability. And also I can make progress on something that's a joint goal for the entire village. So it's really a cool way to think about how to build UGC and progression-based UGC into our game. But if you double click on it, you can teleport to Adventureland.
What is it? Have a Disney Tomorrowland? Tomorrowland.
We're very creative with our prototyping naming. We have a winter zone, and it's called Winterland.
It says what it does, and it does what it says.
You know what? We just roll with it. You know, when the engineers name something, you just say yes.
You have this snowman right here next to this fireplace, and he's not melting. He must have an infinite frost buff on him.
Well, I mean, does Olaf melt?
That's also
in
true.
Arendelle?
That's also true.
Put him in summer and he'll be a happy snowman. Okay, let's go wandering. I think we lost our healer though.
I found a Kraken root. Score to settle with you.
Well, let's go take care of it. Cleanse the world of the shadowy corruption. Sound like a religious zealot. Yeah.
Target out of range.
Destroy. We don't have any sound effects, so we have to use our voices and like.
Boom!
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yes, I just clicked to whack on a rock. I did that live on stream, friends. You're welcome. Just wait till I pick some berries off of this bush.
Oh, there are berries. Harvesting. Some cotton fiber. See what else we can harvest.
Oh, you didn't pick up the items. You have to double click on the icons. That's probably why you're struggling to pick things up.
Oh, still
harvesting. There you go.
There we go. Yep. It went away.
See?
Decorative.
Where'd all the mobs go? Where did
While we wait on them, I'm going to
go?
continue harvesting.
Okay, well, that's what we want to do anyway. Let's harvest, and it's been a very peaceful play session.
So what other kind of mobs do you have in the prototype besides the Kraken root? Or is the Kraken root the main mob here? Hey, there's Jason.
Jason made it. So we have the Kraken root. There should be some wolves somewhere around here. Oh, I see one.
Speak of the wolf.
Let's go get into trouble. Shadow wolves. Oh, and of course there's two, because they never come alone. They're always pack animals.
I developed a bad habit
And
playing these types of games, I guess specifically for playing MOBAs, that whenever I get to an enemy, I just spam all the powers at once without really thinking about the strategy.
yup. Well, and in our game, that might get you into trouble.
Good to know. They fall asleep? Or they
Oh,
are
yeah,
vested?
they're sleepy puppies.
Yeah, well, I'm going to loot them while they're
They are
sleeping.
resting.
They're not going to need that loot
Good night,
because they're busy
puppy.
sleeping.
Yes, ignore the fact that you're collecting their bones from their sleeping bodies.
They'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll
They have
come
plenty of
right back
bones in
to
their
life.
body.
Oh yeah, they can share.
Take a little nap there.
I really love the ridiculous death animation. It just like slides onto the floor like it's been flattened.
So what happens when you get tired? You know, you just got to lay down wherever and fall asleep. I'll fall asleep like in this chair, like on the floor.
That's what my golden retriever was doing when we went out to the woods today. He, after going uphill for so long, he just like looked at me and he's like, "No more." And he just like laid down on the ground, and I'm like, "Oh, I think we need to go home now."
Yeah, I'll go to sleep anywhere.
Uh-oh, you're getting eaten though.
Yeah,
Don't take a dirt nap.
stop doing that. Oh,
All right,
18,
there we go. I
19.
got
Am
you.
I
I got you.
bleeding out? Oh,
Oh, you bled out.
I bled out.
Well, remember that whole death penalty thing?
Yep.
This is where we get to test it.
Here we go.
Sorry.
I'll come find you. I know the way.
Yes, you can use those orbs. See if you can find
We'll
us.
go to the teleporter obelisk thing.
The color purple, the
Purple.
magenta one.
Yes.
Oh, I have no wood to make a fire. I was gonna try to make
There might
fires
be some on my
so that you could
corpse.
find us. Oh, may it rest in peace. It's taking a dirt nap right now.
So can I go back and recover all of my items or not in the prototype?
Well, check in your inventory.
Oh, that's generous. Thanks.
That's generous. I love it. Still keeping your stuff.
All right, here we go. I remember this. There's a landmark.
There's Olaf.
I'm looking for the orbs. Oh, the orbs going this way.
So we've clearly, like, the zone is still around because we haven't cleared all the mobs off of it. So, but it's pretty cleared already. Oh, don't go that direction. Those are things that will eat you. We're gonna have to try to find you. I think Jason just tried to chase you down.
Just keep jumping, and I'll look for the jumping.
Do you see any of the orbs?
I was looking for the orbs.
Do you see the breadcrumb trail?
Not yet, but I'm going to keep jumping until maybe it's not jumping high enough to see them. If you can see me jump twice.
I think
there we go. That worked.
I see you. Yay. Hi, friend.
Prototype pro tip. Jumping helps.
Because it makes the light source bounce on the terrain.
Yeah.
See, we're wandering around in the dark, like the lost souls we are, just trying to find some human connection and trying to forge friendships to save the world. Or something.
Okay. So I found a rock here. I'm going to mine this rock.
And also mine rocks to save the world. Do it.
Oh, there's gems in here.
Ooh.
That's cool. So we could take that back to, what do you, embed them into weapons?
Well, we're going to craft with them. Oh, I see a fire pit. So this might be where we were before. Now we just got to find, if you see anything that's glowing, let me know. Because that's what we're kind of looking for. Because the boss level is behind a glowy thing.
Okay. So not the wolf then.
I mean, we can also tell that wolf to take a nap.
Naps are healthy. Midday nap.
We like naps. I want to take one after the stream. Parenthood. Like on school nights, they go to bed way too late. And then I still have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to help the high schooler get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3
Maybe a
kids
bus.
in 3 different schools.
Oh, more power to you.
Yeah. Yeah, but
My parents
high
tell a
school,
different
middle
version of that
school, and
story.
elementary school.
My parents tell a different version of that story. They said they had 3 kids in diapers at once, and I didn't fully appreciate that until I had 2 kids in diapers at once. I'm like, wow, you did 3.
And it's a thing. Like, your parents are heroes.
Right.
But I feel like, whenever my kids play video games together, like legit, when my daughter has friends over for a sleepover, she'll, we'll get her and her friend and my youngest son into a playtest session of Haven. And like, they have so much fun for hours. They don't need to do very much of anything. They just like to wander around. And did you die again?
I did. You were telling that wonderful story, but in the meantime, I bled out on the ground.
You got murdered.
I did.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I know how to get back this thing here.
All right. You know what? Don't get back, because you know what? We're gonna cheat a little bit. All right.
Too late.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
You're gonna find us.
I can go back to.
I just wanted to take you to go fight the boss.
Okay, so I'll go back. I'm gonna go back to base of operations. Let's see.
That's a good idea.
You can home.
Maybe you can craft something since you have your stuff. We'll meet you there.
Okay. Let's see, can I craft here in the fireplace? Can I make some
While we
marshmallows?
put another puppy to bed. Take a dirt nap, puppy. I mean, it's a shadow wolf. I don't feel bad.
Just become another
Not
shadow.
a real wolf. It's exactly. Well, we're trying to fight back, shadow magic.
Okay, so that's
and all
quest.
that, as one does.
Not what I want to do yet.
Oh, you can do that quest if you want. Do all the quests. Whee!
Okay. Here's a wand. I'm missing some things here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that was the air horn.
Does that mean we go to the boss? Is that the air horn? The boss air horn?
That was the air horn that our stream time, our gameplay session is up. And we haven't gotten to the boss yet. See, that's how much fun this game is. I want to keep going. But if you want to cheat over to the boss and just like die real fast, come.
Let's go. I'll follow you.
Me if you want to not live anymore.
If you want to not live.
Down here, this is our cheat. If you come back and play on the client, this other pillar takes you to another version of one of our generated zones called, very creatively, Island Land. But this one is actually Cobblemot's lair. Dum dum dum.
So it's a mega shadow wolf.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I gotta tank it for you.
I hit all the buttons.
Yeah.
Ability already on cooldown. One of those things I'm supposed to cast on you. I think it was number 6.
Please and thank you. Oh gosh, I gotta cast my own buff on me.
Keep casting. Ability on cooldown. I can help. I can help. I can help. I can help.
I'm about to die.
Oh,
I used one of my potions. Yes, you did. I'm sorry. Don't worry. I died. I died too.
It's a natural part of life.
It's the circle of life, and it rules us all. Oh, poor Jason. Just gonna get spanked in the corner. Down he goes.
When you die, do you release
it was
a
nice
beacon
knowing
of light?
you. No, but maybe we should. I think
I
that's
saw something that
cool.
happened in off in the horizon, right when you said that he died.
Oh. Oh no, there's a shiny thing that happens, a pulse that in the village area that shows you what's interactable. We use that to kind of help teach people things that they can harvest.
Health potion. Can I put health potions on hotkeys?
I
Or
think
is
you
there a
can.
key
As
for,
in,
let's see.
yes,
Oh,
yes, you
I
can.
accidentally consumed that. I meant to put it
You
on.
you might have. It's
Does it have
been
a
bound to
cooldown?
happen. Yes, potions have cooldowns. So sorry to say. A 1 minute cooldown, so it really sucks in a boss battle.
Yeah.
Like you gotta really need it.
So does he keep his health from the last, like every time? That's a question I want to ask. If I go back
Oh,
and fight
you
him now, does he have the same amount of health from the last time you fought him, or does he have all new health back? Oh, he has all new health back, and he stunned me, and I have 1 health, and we're
and you're
backpedaling.
dead.
At least I'm not
But we're
bleeding out. Here we go. Here
questioning
we
your life
go.
choices.
Here we go. Oh, I got backed up next to a wall. Jump away.
No,
Jump
run!
away. Jump
Save yourself!
away.
Run! Run!
Has it been
Oh,
a minute?
phew.
It's still cool down. Which one of these? Let's see. Can I cast this from way back here? Target out of range. Nope, got him.
Oh, but you hit him. Oh, you might
Target.
have gotten him bugged out too. That's pretty cool. Okay, you're exploiting now. I'm gonna have to report you to the GMs. Now he's
Oh,
soloing Cobblemot. That's not fair. Oh, I don't think he's actually gonna even
I
hit
don't.
you.
Oh, he's not even gonna hit me.
Oh, now you can pet the
Where you at?
puppy.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
All right, we're gonna call it
All right.
on our playtest. Now
Yep.
that
Yep.
we've gone well over the air horn, but it's too damn fun. What?
This is fun.
So, Marcus, I would love your feedback. What did you think of your playthrough of our Haven demo?
I think it's got a lot of promise. I really appreciate having the ability to have like a shared space where it feels like a kind of a Minecraft area, but a bit more complex. I like the ability to cast kind of buffs on other characters. If I'm playing this with my brother or my sister, I feel like if I'm gonna always be getting killed, that's probably not the best way that I can help. So I can still contribute without constantly dying. I was playing, I think it was League of Legends, and one of my buddies was like, dude, like it's 5v5, but when you're playing, it's 6v4 because my deaths were helping the other team beat my own team. So I like this. It definitely has an EverQuest feel to it. I would prefer to play it with a controller just because I grew up playing video games on a console. So having all those numbers, even though it would be mapped probably to a controller, like visually, that just seems a bit intense for me. But again, like I would not have that same feedback if I was playing on a controller.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, one of our big inspirations for controller-based gameplay is Diablo. And you still get that like multiple skill feel of being able to select your specific skills and place them into slots, but at the same time, you have a limited number. And actually, that's a really cool thing that we're carrying over from EverQuest. How like you would have a big spell book full of stuff that you could do, but part of the fun is figuring out what your loadout is, so that you can like strategically pick your skills for that, whatever the encounter is, whatever it is that you're, if you're going into an ice dungeon, you're gonna be buffing up some of your fire spells, or ones that can counter that. So that's another like point of strategy that we want players to be able to like have control over, so that they can make really cool decisions and make cooler combos than even maybe we imagined.
If I could make a recommendation for some of these magic attacks, it would be neat to see like the range visually around the character. Because like this says 30 yards, so and it tells me when it's not close enough. but it doesn't say like what is close enough. It's just saying like what isn't close enough. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, I feel you. That's definitely something that we could, and I actually wouldn't have thought of that initially because with, you know, I'm used to like the worst interface in the world for knowing range, and you had to know by feel
Yeah.
in EverQuest, right? Like you would like know exactly what your range is based on how you, but you were in first person, so like you could actually get a
Right.
sense for what that range is. But it's a lot harder when you're in that like second or third person perspective.
I like the animations, and the wolf. Even the idol, he still looks threatening. So great job with that one. Cabo Mat, right?
Yeah, Cabo Mats.
Cabo Mat.
It's an Egyptian word. He's actually based off of an Egyptian demigod.
Okay. In the like this boss encounter with and I guess having died now twice, I probably answered my own question. He's strong enough where you don't need like mobs or minions. It would be just like this main boss.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have minions, and when he runs, when he doesn't bug out, he can add. So he's got like these walls of minions on either side that if he wanders into, he'll pull them in and like completely wipe you out. But that's kind of like the play. We want to have, cool adventure zones that you travel overland through and explore. But then we want like really cool, like scripted boss encounters that really take strategy to solve. Like it's its own combat puzzle.
Okay, so like I think that I'm gonna butcher this. It's PVE.
Yes.
Yeah.
This whole game is PvE. We are not like we're actively taking a stance and saying there's going to be no PvP in our game.
Mm.
And maybe there would be a PvP realm, but the problem is once you go PvP, then you have to tune for PvP, and it messes with the PvE. And trying to meet both styles of gameplay actually ends up diluting the experience. So
Yep.
we like are anchoring on PvE the whole way. It's all about you teaming up with your friends against a common foe.
That makes sense. And
Marcus is still playing Friends.
is this is the number 6. So did I cast this on myself? The Savage.
Are you still in there?
I think it's still cooling down. Should I not
Yeah.
still be playing?
Yeah, no, I think we're done with the playtest session.
Oh, okay. Well, see,
Because we're
I don't have
after
my
3
second
o'clock.
monitor. I was joking with you about earlier
Yeah.
about, so all I can see is the game. But I do see the
No,
Kraken
that's
race.
legit. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us and for your feedback. Any other points before we wrap up for the week?
No, I think that the animation, like I said, is smooth for a prototype. You definitely get a feel for a lot of the designs that you shared last week. I can see them come to life here. So I'm excited to see where else you will take the combat, some of the other animations. I think that the death animation is goofy. I like that. It's lighthearted. So I like that you're bringing some humor to it. That it's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously.
That was one of the things that Blizzard did really well with Warcraft, and just the fact that there were jokes, even in the original Warcraft with, multi-clicking on the orcs and, the zug-zugs and the work's done. Stop poking me. Like all of that helped lend itself to such a great experience and a great friendly world and a welcoming world. And we love that. We think that there should be more games that are like that.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect formula. And a lot of the games that I've enjoyed over the years have had that formula. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. This has been awesome. I can't wait for the next update. I may go and start doing some crafting offline to see what else I can build.
Nice.
And I may. Is it possible for me to solo the boss by myself? That's not a thing.
You can give it a shot. You know, I wish you all the best. And if you want, you can rope in your kids to log in from other machines, and you
Okay.
know, maybe you guys can group up and give it a shot.
Okay. Is the installer ready for, I know you said Android and iOS. Is it ready for people for playtesting on Android or iOS, or just PC and Mac for now?
I haven't gotten Test Flight fully working to be able to distribute it on iOS, and I don't think we've been building our builds for mobile beyond like I literally like plug in my
Yeah.
phone to my
Yeah.
computer to play it. So if you were local, just come on over. I'll build it on your phone, and then you'll have it for a little while, you know.
Okay.
But like you can see, but I have to build it using Xcode.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes
engineer
sense.
hacks. But I'll let you know when Test Flight is out, because that would be fun to get you to get everybody in there.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I can invite my
I
brother and my
hear
sister.
some knocking at your door, though. It sounds
I'm
like that they
being,
want to come
I'm
in and play
being,
with
speaking
Dad.
of magic, I'm being summoned myself.
Yeah. Well, good luck with those other mobs and that boss level.
Yes, yes.
Daddy.
I need to get
So
something,
relatable.
some caffeine or something so that I can get my own potion. But we're really excited to see this game, the next version of it. I'm especially thrilled to see the potential of your realms. So keep up the great
Oh,
work. Please keep me posted.
absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you join us again next week with our new guest, and have an amazing weekend all. And we'll
Thank
catch
you.
you on the next playtest. Bye.
Bye.
Hit that button and buy a t-shirt with a dragon on it, and that will help us keep making some awesome games. Looks like this. I've already seen a Unleashed t-shirt out in the wild that I wasn't wearing, and I'm super excited about seeing more of them. So yeah, buy a t-shirt.